Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question about specializing in a technology that will drastically change in 1 to 2 years. What technology isn't going to drastically change in 1 to 2 years? That's what I want to know. Anyway, the question is it a bad idea to specialize in a niche that could be on its way out / drastically change in the next year or two? I love WordPress and I would like to be a WordPress developer and develop both themes and plugins from scratch. I know it's likely that WordPress will be using less PHP and more JS going forward. Is it a bad idea to try and learn and specialize in this now when it will likely change a lot soon? I feel it's a bit different than a new version of the language because it's likely to be a completely different language altogether. So this is sort of one of those classic problems. This is one of those reasons why I say, I've talked about this a lot, so I won't rehash it too much, but I always say that you should not learn things just to have them in your tool belt, because technology changes rapidly. And the reason why is because it could change out from underneath you, and then when you're ready to go use that hammer, all of a sudden the shaft is all rusted or rotted out, and it just breaks in half, right? Because you waited too long, you didn't keep it up to date, and you weren't actually using it. Okay, I don't know if that actually happens with hammers. I've never had that happen with a hammer, but you know, I'm sure it could. So anyway, the thing is this, okay? I wouldn't worry if you're going to actually use WordPress development. If you're actually going to become a WordPress developer, you're going to go with the flow. Technology is going to change. You cannot stop it. You cannot just say, okay, I'm freezing in time, and I'm going to find some stable technology that's never going to change. Maybe there's some. I mean, okay, if you want to be a COBOL developer, you can go back and you can learn COBOL. It's not going to change, but is it really not going to change? Because is the way that people use it today in mainframes and some of the bigger systems, is that not going to change? Or, you know, are you going to work on some mainframe system that's going to be eventually, they're going to phase out the COBOL, right? So, what I'm saying is that it's not a good idea to look for safety and security. That's a really bad idea. I was just talking about a book that I did a review on called Anti-Fragile, right? Check out this book, really good book. And you know, the whole concept is about being anti-fragile, which is the opposite of being fragile. That means that to be anti-fragile is not to be robust, but it means that you're not just resilient to changes, but you gain from them, okay? So you want to be anti-fragile. So you don't want to build up security around, you know, trying to just be as safe as possible. And then what's going to happen if you do that is that as soon as someone throws a rock at your glass tower, it's all going to shatter and you're screwed. What you want to do is you want to be able to roll with the punches. You want the volatility in the technology field, in programming field, to make you more valuable, to make it better, right? So you want to be the kind, how do you do that? You become the kind of person that can learn rapidly, that can do what I call just-in-time learning, that can rapidly develop a new skill set if they need to. So if you want to become a WordPress developer, go for it. But stay up to date, stay up with the blogs, write your own blog. If you want to create a blog, check out my free blogging course, you know, check that out here and sign up. But stay up to date. You know, be on top of the new changes, the new technologies that's coming out, so that while you're going to have these other WordPress developers that are all stuck in PHP, let's say that it becomes more JavaScript, so they're stuck there, but you're always on the cutting edge, you're always on the bleeding edge, you're staying up to date. And so now, the more changes that get introduced in the WordPress ecosystem, the more the technology moves forward and changes, the more advantageous it is to you, because those other people can't catch up, right? So you have less competition. So you actually want wild changes. You actually want the language to change. You want the people that are stuck and can only do PHP and will not learn anything else and do it all the old school way. You want them to die off. You want them to not be able to keep up with the changes while you are. So Again, this doesn't just apply to just WordPress, right? It applies to whatever technology. That's the key, being anti-fragile, not trying to look for the safe and secure job and all that. Instead, look at how can you be as adaptable as possible? How can, when technology change, how can that be an advantage to you, right? There's some people that I know that do this intrinsically. There's several developers that I know that whatever is coming out, whatever is on the horizon, they're the first ones on that, right? When Swift was coming out in iOS, bam, they were writing Swift code, right? And they were writing blog posts about it, and they were writing books about it, okay? When Windows 10 was coming out, they were writing the Windows 10 book. They were doing tutorials on it before it was even shipped, right? They were constantly, they were so good at learning quickly, and that they were constantly on top of technology. When VR came out, they were on top of that, right? That they had this huge advantage that the more disruptive things were, the more technology changed, the more that they benefited because everyone else couldn't keep up, but they could. Now, you're not going to be able to keep up in multiple areas doing that, but if you pick one, like WordPress, then go for it. You know? And it doesn't matter if it's WordPress or whatever it is, as long as you're going to stay on top of that and you're going to ride that bull, okay, right, and not get thrown off, ride that mechanical bull, that's great. Go for it. Okay, and you're going to have a huge advantage. You'll actually become anti-fragile, which is really what you want to do. So many people are so damn focused on, it used to be me, on trying to be secure and trying to not let anyone rock their boat or disturb their egg carton, right? Screw that. That's not good. You want to be the opposite of that. You want to be anti-fragile. If you like this video, if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button. I don't know what you're waiting for. And if you like this t-shirt that I'm wearing, click me. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.